And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And yes, here we are again, another day committed to being your consumer advocate, helping you understand your buying decisions, making you more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We'd love to connect with you each week. You know, that's my favorite part of doing this show is getting to connect with our listening audience, all the viewers out there as well. If you watch our TV show version on Apple, Amazon, Roku, YouTube, of course, 813-917-1894. Give us a call or a text, 813-917-1894. Just call or text that hotline and consumerqb.com. And if you happen to miss the show, we got podcasts, of course, on iTunes and Spotify. YouTube has 1,200 plus videos. We'd love to connect with you there. We got a great lineup for you today. We're going to talk about restaurant industry, some of the supply chain and potentially labor force issues as well later in the program. Douglas Clark, he is our official restaurant partner. Ours Creole Smokehouse. If you haven't been there, Tarpon Springs, check them out. Awesome experience. Great dining experience. And we've got Shane SOCASH on the program as well. He's the owner of David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin. Going to talk about the alternative investment markets and some of the things happening in his business. And we've got Patrick MORAITES as well on the program. PEO, local PEO. We're going to explain what that actually means and jump into the jobs report. We're going to play a clip from Peter Navarro as well, talking about the unemployment numbers here on the program. Before we do, we want to let you know about a couple of our hot listings. We've got a property here. It's a penthouse listed on the waterfront beauty. Bring your boat. 4823 Ebbtide Lane over in Port Richey. This is a beautiful property. Check out the size of that deck. It's about 30 by 20 foot. You've got your own private balcony, beautiful deck, multiple decks, 3 different decks there. Penthouse suite. You've got 1,100 plus square feet, 1 bedroom, 2 bath, Ebbtide Lane, unit number 405 in Port Richey, living on the Cody River with views of the Gulf of Mexico. Wood flooring, beautiful property. This is a nice penthouse. Would you guess the price is only $459,000? Great opportunity right here in Tampa Bay. Also, 6806 Pearson. This is a property, if you want to live in that rural lifestyle. A lot of people are saying, hey, get me out of the city, get me into the more of a rural environment. This is a great opportunity. You got 6 acres in Wesley Chapel, 6806 Pearson Lane, Wesley Chapel, 6 acres of land, 1,736 square foot, 3 bedroom, 2 bath property right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
This is God's country.
And a quick shout out to Discovery Golf Carts. If you are looking to add a golf cart to your Christmas shopping list, hey, reach out. They've got the E-Z-Go Star EV Cushman, new and pre-owned available. You can rent or buy. Discovery Golf Cars, discoverygolfcars.com. Make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers. And let's jump right into it. We've got Patrick MORAITES in the house. Welcome back, my friend.
Hey, what's going on, Brandon? Happy to be here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good stuff. So your company is a local, again, another local area business.
Yes, sir.
Small business. Let's support the local economy by supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show and all of our 80-plus show partners and categories of consumer advocate content and advice. So how are you a consumer advocate in your business?
Well, we deal with small businesses. So, every day we're working with, small local companies within the Tampa Bay area and beyond, and not only helping them think through, their payroll, HR, workers' comp decisions, but ultimately in a lot of ways we're helping consult them on their organizational structure and their strategy and helping them prepare for growth. So when we sit down and have that initial meeting, that initial consult, it's really getting a better understanding of where they see themselves in 5 years and making sure that they're set up for success, right, and helping them prepare for that.
Right. Yeah, that's important, especially helping that business owner that's good at what they do, and they're the artist of their craft, the artiste. Let them focus on what they're good at, and you handle those other functions.
Exactly. We take over all those back office burdens so they can focus in on, what it is they got in business to do to begin with. So, handling that administration of the payroll, providing that HR support, administering the workers' comp, administering the employee benefits, administering the 401k, and really having a one-stop shop and a single vendor solution for all that, so they can focus in on culture, hiring, which we're going to talk about today, firing, training, recruiting, all those important elements that comes with operating a business when you're the owner and the operator. A lot of times you're the top sales rep, and then you're also handling the operations, and you're handling the accounting, and you're wearing all these hats. So whenever you can leverage outsourcing to someone that's an expert at their craft, that's it's a true benefit.
AccessGroupLLC.com is the website.
Yes,
Patrick
sir.
MORAITES is the owner, Access Group, here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, so let's play this quick clip. I love listening to a lot of different podcasts, getting information from different places, and especially not the regime, media out there. I don't get anything from them. I skip right over them unless they're playing a football game or something. I don't even look to the big, the alphabet. I could say the name, but you know who they are.
Sure.
I don't even listen to them anymore. It's just ridiculous propaganda every time you turn it on.
Yeah.
And they're lying about Trump or lying about something. But this is Peter Navarro on one of the other podcasts I listen to.
Comments, analysis.
Well, I just put to your point that what we do here on the War Room is granularity. Let's just remember what happened today with the jobs report. We had a big miss on the number of jobs created. That feeds into the part of the stagflation equation, which is slower growth or recession, right? But as you look even at the big miss a little deeper, you had a headline of 4.2% unemployment rate, which sounds kind of okay. Remember, in the Trump administration, it was down as low as 3.5%. But granularity, Steve, you look a little deeper, and when you take into account all of the discouraged workers that Biden has discouraged or maybe thrown off the employment line because of the universal vax policy, coupled with the part-time workers because of the pandemic, the unemployment rate, look, it's at 8% at a minimum.
Yeah, so these underreported numbers, misinterpreted statistics, it's always a game they play.
It's always a game, especially when it comes to headlines, right? And unfortunately, too many consumers, read the headline and move on, and that's all that they're taking in as factual data. And I think it's even more important than the most recent jobs report that he reviewed. It's really drilling down in some of the reports that came out earlier this year. Mm-hmm. Something that's an important thing to talk about is what happened in September, where there was 4.4 million people that voluntarily left their employment.
Wow.
So that's the biggest number in history that's ever happened.
Wow.
And there's currently 10.4 million jobs available.
Yep.
So 4.2% unemployment, I do agree with him. I don't find that to be totally accurate or potentially skewed when you look at the other data that's come out. Mm-hmm. For 4.4 million people to voluntarily leave, that's a huge number. Now, granted, a lot of them are trying to attempt to go off on their own. And the other, number is that a lot of them leave because they're going to seek employment someplace else because they're getting a pay increase or getting the ability to work remotely where maybe their current employer doesn't allow for that, or they're relocating to Florida.
Exactly.
They're coming to Florida to find new employment because the mandates, there's less restrictions here than other states. Yeah. So obviously, you being in real estate, you know better than anyone how many people are coming into not only Tampa on a weekly and monthly basis, but Florida in general.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would also comment too about how we were talking about the vax. When you talk about these vax mandates, right? Just think about from a perspective of a police officer. Mm-hmm. I've got a good friend who reached out who is a paramedic, and the stress that you're put under, especially if you're the primary wage earner, you've got a little young daughter at home, and you're put into the position of, well, just because they think this vax is a good idea, and by the way, let's go back to the fact that the virus only kills 0.00% of the population, right? So it's such an overreach by government to lock down and vax mandatory this or that. And then, so you think about the mental stress, the deaths by suicide, all these major issues that have happened from the bad leadership that we've had coming out of Washington, D.C. And people, that's your livelihood. That's how you feed your kids. That's how you feed your family, and you grow, the American dream. What happened to the American dream, right? And then you got people moving to part-time. And then the other factor is the government basically printing all this money, handing out paychecks to people. So you got people say, oh, I'd rather stay at home than actually go work. And of course, a lot of times they have a side gig. They're selling stuff on eBay or online, or illegal stuff on the streets.
Right.
So there's so many factors that go in this, but there's no way that 4.2% unemployment is probably the real numbers closer to 8%.
Yeah, and I mean even CNBC came out with an article back in October that one in four people have quit their job this year. So that's 25% of people have voluntarily left their employment.
Yeah,
that's a huge number.
Yeah.
So how are they going to provide for their family? How are they going to achieve those goals that you talked about? It's scary.
Yeah,
Scary.
supply chain. Look at this. Let's look at the supply chain. By the way, if you just joined us, I'm Brandon Rhymes. We're talking with Patrick MORAITES here, longtime friend of the program, Access Group, owner of Access Group, PEO, local PEO, professional employer organization here in Tampa Bay, in the free state of Florida. And so, you look at all these different supply chain issues too, right?
Sure.
So the supply chain's being threatened by the shipping industry, and of course they continue Buttigieg or whatever, he wants to blame it on the pandemic, et cetera. But really, it's bad management, it's bad policy, it's a lot of things that are attributing to it. But one of the examples is the trucking industry. So they're these truckers are saying, no, we're not going to get vaxxed. We're not, a lot of their vehicles don't meet California standards, so that's a lot of the problem too, right there.
Well, and a lot of the problem is down at the port. So you've got, the port is in LA is unionized. So you've got, so a lot of these unionized workers are choosing not to get vaccinated, and some of the ones that are choosing not to get vaccinated are the ones that are running the cranes. Well, their argument is, I'm sitting up in a crane inside an enclosed, basically glass case.
Yeah.
I'm not around anyone. What's the point? But when you have less people managing a crane, you have less containers coming off ships.
Yep.
Therefore, that's why you have 120 ships out at port right now of LA.
The Biden boat parade.
With an average of 4,000 containers per ship.
Wow. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
That's a lot of product floating out in the Pacific.
Yeah, and it's night and day difference, right? You got Trump boat parade, you got middle income earners, people that have boats, they're enjoying freedom. They've got their boat parade, and Biden's got his sitting out there on the.
Yeah, I don't know when it changes. That's the big question. That's the scary part of it.
And if you look nationally or internationally, geopolitically, look what's happening too in the world right now. You've got our you got countries, Russia piling up on the Ukraine border. You've got China signaling towards Taiwan. You got a really scary landscape, and it's all because of weakness at the leadership level. Leadership at that level. But anyways, let's bring things back to a local level here. We always try to stay local. We touch on some of these national stories, but on a local level, Patrick, talk to us a little bit more about some action items, maybe, or maybe even I love when you have success stories. People that have, hey, this gentleman had a contracting business. We were able to help him do X, Y, Z.
Yeah, no, those are the best. When you get to work with someone that, especially it's a family-owned business, and we're working with the gentleman right now. It's just him and his wife, or it was just him and his wife, and now he's landed enough jobs to where he's now hired his nephew, his cousin, and they're so busy with. In the construction field, obviously with all the real estate happening, he can't keep up with the amount of jobs coming in. So that's a beautiful thing to see when it was just him. He was a expert at his craft, expert at his trade, and is able to grow and now not only provide for himself, but the rest of his family.
Yeah.
And we were to help support that because, in the state of Florida, if you're in the construction industry, as soon as you have, greater than four employees, you're required by the law in Florida to have workers' comp. So he has to, even though his family's not going to file a claim against him, he needs to have that, to protect his business and protect himself. So it was a great place to be in. He didn't want anything to do with payroll, so we were able to offload that and take that burden away from him, so he can, focus in on all the jobs that he's trying to manage.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. Reach out to the program. We'd love to put you in touch with Patrick MORAITES, Access Group, accessgroupllc.com. Support the local economy. Patrick, they can connect with you online also on social too, right?
Sure, absolutely. Yep. I'm on IG at PJ MORAITES. That's And then obviously connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm heavily involved on LinkedIn and active there, and yeah, love to connect with anyone and talk. And we'll let you know if we can't help you. We believe it's always right to do the right thing. So if you're in a situation where you just want a second opinion, we'll take a look, we'll evaluate it, and if we can't help save you money or put you in a better position, we'll let you know. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yep. That's one of the Keller Williams culture. Win-win or no deal. It's got to be a win-win.
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
no deal. There's no
Stephen
deal.
Covey.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff, Patrick. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks
Appreciate
for having
it.
me, Brandon. Always love to be here.
My pleasure. We're going to come back, and we have our feel-good story of the day coming up. This is really cool. So a high school basketball team, freshman team, they add a wrong number to a group chat, and they FaceTime with Sean Murphy Bunting from the Bucks, Tom Brady, and the crew, Mike Evans, Gronkowski. Pretty cool story. We're going to tell you about that coming up here on the show. Shane SOCASH as well, David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin, coming up on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
Hey, Margie here with the Consumer Quarterback Show and the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. If you're buying, selling, or investing, please give us a shot. We would love to help you. We are a top 1% ranked real estate team here in Tampa Bay, and you can reach us at 813-750-0550. Call or text 813-750-0550. ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here, host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, owner of Platinum MVP Realty, and a top listing agent in Tampa Bay, featured in Florida Realtor Magazine, Top Agent Magazine, the Business Journal. We're looking for inventory. Attention sellers, we need more inventory to sell. If you're a seller on the fence thinking about selling your property, we want to hear from you. Free comparable market analysis. Check out consumerqb.com.
Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894. You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here. Consumer Quarterback Show powered by the Platinum MVP team. We like to feature our real estate listings live on air, help our sellers profit more on the sale of their real estate properties. 9221 New York Avenue in Hudson. This is a great opportunity. This is a property that is prime land for development. You've got 30 acres in an opportunity zone. 9221 New York Avenue in Hudson. Great opportunity, great investment, and people are looking for alternative investment opportunities to kind of hedge against inflation. The government keeps printing money. Why not buy some land, hold on to it? 9221 New York Avenue in Hudson. 30 acres for sale, and you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, we're going to go to the phone lines here. Shane SOCASH, Consumer Quarterback Show expert contributor, David Reynolds, Jewelry and Coin. Hey, Shane.
Hey, Brandon.
How are you, sir?
Fantastic. Holiday season has begun. People are buying.
That's right. Yes, that's awesome. What are you seeing over there?
Lots. Man, it feels like the season, people are shopping earlier than in past years.
That's good. That's a good thing. Get out there and get it done. That way you're not scrambling at the end. What are they coming in? They're looking at your jewelry. They're looking at coins, maybe combination?
So definitely, we're always a combination here where there's always going to be, it's going to be spread over the whole variety of what we do. But we're definitely seeing diamond jewelry, engagement rings, diamond earrings, colored stone jewelry selling earlier in December than we have in past years.
Yeah, that's awesome. Get out there, and I love the idea of supporting the local economy. You always hear those phrases like shop small business, days to shop. And you're right here in Tampa Bay. You're Pinellas County, long time Pinellas County business. I think you've been about 30 plus years, was it?
Yeah, so 71. I think that's more than 30.
Wow, heck yeah, that is. That's 40 something.
Yeah,
I believe. Yeah, awesome. And you're right here in Pinellas County, Central Avenue.
Central Avenue and 40th Street on the corner. We've been in this location since 81 and on Central Avenue since 71.
Oh, that's awesome. And when you think about the economic times, it's very unprecedented. You haven't seen this. We haven't seen this much printing of money. I was just pitching one of the real estate properties, 30 acres. Hey, there's a good store of value. Because when you think about inflation, stagflation, these things happening, people have to understand that there's alternative investments, or rather than just sitting in cash. So for the 30 acres, for example, hey, you buy that, maybe you hang on to it for 10 years, 5 years, and all of a sudden now that land has gone up tremendous in value, and then a developer is going to buy it and break it out and put a planned unit development. Maybe they build some homes, some townhomes, etc. Similar into your industry, people can invest in alternative products, jewelry, coins, and gold and silver and platinum.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, that's a big part of what we do. We see a lot of wealthy people, putting a small percentage of their wealth in gold or silver, coins and bullion type products. And then we also, we have the people with kind of the prepper mindset who they want, items that you can hold, tangible items that in an emergency would maintain value. We see that as well.
Yeah, exactly. That prepper mindset. I've heard that from Thomas King, our partner for self-defense, and over at Florida Firearms Academy and Firearms. He talks about even ammo being a good store of value, ammo, and of course guns for the defense side, but having ammo as a almost like a store of value.
Sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say you want to go to the shooting range. You realize quickly how valuable ammo is.
Yeah, exactly. It's very expensive. It's to see how folks are reacting, and the gun sales are up. A lot of times you said people come in, they wouldn't realize the laws are the way they were, because of a lot of times, of course, the mainstream media kind of misleads people to think that they're just handing out AR-15s over the and it's
Sure.
so easy to buy, etc. But if you just joined us, we're talking with Shane SOCASH here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin, right here in Tampa Bay. He's a great example of another one of our on-air expert contributors. He calls in with great content and talks about what he offers at his business, and it just so happens to fit really well with the theme of the consumer advocacy approach of this show, helping consumers understand their buying decisions. So Shane, what do people need to know when they go to buy gold or silver or platinum or precious metals?
So one of the phone calls I field the most is, say, gold, for instance. What should I buy? And honestly, just about any possible 1 ounce form of gold is about as good as the next. There's gold 1 ounce bars, gold Krugerrands, gold Eagles, gold Maple Leafs. They're all about the same. So honestly, to buy any of them, one is just about as good as the other. Some of them you pay a little more for up front, but you get that back when you sell it. Others you pay a little less, and vice versa.
Okay. Well, let's hang with us over the break here. We're going to take a quick break here, Shane. When we come back, more insights into that and David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin. Plus, find out about this basketball team that accidentally dialed the wrong number and got Tom Brady and Mike Evans, Rob Gronkowski on the other end of the line. Pretty cool on a FaceTime chat. So, feel-good story of the day coming up. More from our expert contributors here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
This is Chris Voss, former FBI lead hostage negotiator and owner of the Black Swan Group, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at ConsumerQB.com. listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here. Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Coming up on a decade on air now, serving the community as your consumer advocate, helping you understand your buying decisions, making you more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We'd love to engage with you. You can send an email out to brimes@kw.com, BRIMES@kw.com. You can call the hotline, of course, directly, 813-917-1894. Tampa number, just dial 917-1894 right here in Tampa Bay. We'd love to help you win in any marketplace. Of course, if you're buying, selling, or investing in real estate, we'd love to guide you through that. We've got a hot property listing here in Hudson, Florida, 15806 Adobe Drive. This is a single-family home, two-story property, tile throughout. Just a great opportunity. It's got 8 bedrooms. Adobe Drive, great investor opportunity here to cash flow. 2,600 plus square feet, 8 bedrooms, 4 bath, 15806 Adobe Drive in Hudson. Great buying opportunity here in beautiful Tampa Bay. And you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. And let's give a shout out to Veteran Gutters, Brandon Porter and his team, American-made product, United States of American-made product right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Veteran Gutters, Brandon Porter and his team do a great job. If you're thinking of adding gutters to your real estate properties, give them a call. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. And we are back here in studio. We've got Shane SOCASH on the line, David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin, and Shane, what else are you seeing out there on the jewelry side? I know that's a really cool side where you can design and make things kind of creative, kind of add that own personal touch to them.
So, I said earlier that the shopping season feels like it started earlier than in past years. People are definitely doing their holiday shopping early December, so that's nice. Custom design, we do it. We have 6 full-time jewelers here, everything from modern CAD jewelry design where we're able to show you what it's going to look like before actually making it, to like traditional time-tested ways of making jewelry, including hand engraving and hard-fired enamel. We do it just about all here.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you've got the certified gemologist on staff as well. I think you've got 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah, we got 3 graduate gemologists, 2 master valuers, and then lots of people with kind of lower-level certifications through Gemological Institute of America, too.
Yeah, that's awesome. That adds a lot of value for the folks to go in and visit you. You've got your location over there, right there on Central Avenue in Pinellas County. Folks can come in. You buy, sell, and trade certain items too, right?
That's for sure. Yeah, we have always done that. You can trade a coin collection for a Rolex. You can trade a Rolex for an engagement ring. You can do all types of, a jewelry box full of old gold that you don't wear. You can turn it into gold bullion, or you can turn it into a Rolex, or you can turn it into an engagement ring or a custom piece of jewelry.
Wow, lots of options. Shane SOCASH, Shane SOCASH, David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin. One of the when you said Rolex, it reminds me of like that. That was a goal of mine for a while. I said, you know what, I want to get a nice Rolex. I want to get a nice watch, and maybe in Florida, you're fine doing that. But have you seen some of the videos out there from California, the videos and the surveillance, how these DAs are weak on crime, and you see people walking up and just flashing guns to people, and the guy just takes his watch off, hands it to him. So luckily, we live in the free state of Florida. We're protected. Law enforcement is respected here in the Tampa Bay area. So you've got Christmas shopping going on, lots of holiday shopping, gifts, ideas. What are some of the most unique things you've seen? I know over the years we've talked about some of the different coins as well. There's some valuable coins out there as well.
Yeah, we've had a handful of high grade $1,000 bills, so that was fun. We ended up, I think we bought 7 or 8 of them and sent them off and got them certified, and they came back higher grades. So that's something we don't see every day, and they are hot, man. $1,000 bills. Talk about something that's it's like the Bitcoin of our industry. It seems like as fast as we get them, they sell, and then we turn around 6 months later and we're paying more than we sold them for. So
that's interesting.
Yep.
Wow, $1,000 bills
and 500s and thousands. Yeah,
that's pretty cool. And then some of the coins too. I remember hearing about some of the pennies and different things. I know they're kind of rare, but
yeah, it comes through. Nothing is immediately. We had something. It was a buffalo nickel that came through that the person had no idea it was in a coin book. It was in the wrong slot in a coin collection from one of his family members that had passed, and it was a $200 nickel. So we do have those stories. They're kind of rare, but it does happen.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man, to have that scenario play out. Folks coming in with those stories. I remember one of the first interviews too. You talked about a family that had a box that was buried in the backyard, and I can't remember what was in it.
Dad had passed. Yep, Dad had passed, and Mom and son got to thinking, where did all that money and where'd all that gold that Dad had go? And so they got out in the yard with a metal detector and found it. They came in, they were standing at our counter, they had dirty hands and arms, and they opened a couple of public shopping bags, and in it were rusty ammo containers with silver and gold coins and like tubes of Krugerrands, 1-ounce Krugerrands, approaching $2,000 each.
Wow.
And it was I believe over the course of a couple of months we ended up buying, $250,000 worth of gold and silver from them.
Wow.
Yep.
What a cool story.
It's real. That was an absolute real story. The day they sold to us, I looked them up on Google Maps. I'm like, there it is. There's their yard,
That's great. You could write a book on some of your stories, I bet.
Yeah, we do have to. We do have some. Talking to you helps me try to keep track of them and remember them, so it's nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, Shane SOCASH, David Reynolds, Jewelry and Coin here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Final thoughts, and how can folks best contact you?
So people are shopping early. Remember us for diamond jewelry, colored stone jewelry, all those types of gifts. Bullion makes a nice gift too. What's better than a gold coin or something like that as a token? To remember you by.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'm thinking about that maybe for the family members and some of the kids, nephews, and stuff that you don't see as often. It's like, hey, that's a good idea. That's very memorable. Good
we
point.
have holiday coins that come out every year, so that's something to think about.
Nice. Very cool.
Yep.
All right, find him online. David Reynolds, Jewelry and Coin. Go visit in person, Pinellas County, Central Avenue, right there in St. Petersburg. Shane, always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. All right, we're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, we're going to